Typically, the words blizzard and North Carolina don't mix. This week, officials at Cataloochee Ski Resort are preparing for what could be the blizzard of the decade. As the weather begins to change, more students are venturing off campus to explore the mountains that surround Western Carolina University. I went to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park to find out how you can stay safe when you venture out into the woods. Andrew Brown has quite the story to tell, and in a sport dominated by older men, he clearly fits in. Thanks, Lauren. The tailgating seems to be in full swing. Lots of students show up to the games and congregate in the outfield. If you decide to come out and tailgate, university officials ask that you throw away your trash in the trash cans scattered around the parking lot behind center field. His name is Andrew Brown. He's about 5 feet tall, and he's one of the most genuine and mature 14-year-olds I've ever met.
He's interesting. He's really an old soul. He's 14 going on 40.
What really impressed me with Andrew is really more of his attitude and character. Number one, he's a fine, outstanding young man. It's every time I talk to him, it's yes sir, no sir, what can I do to help you, sir, those type of things, which says a whole lot about a young man.
Andrew has a poise about him that makes him special, but it's not just his attitude. He's a world-class fly fisherman, and he's dominating the professional circuit.
But another trait is really his love of fly fishing. When we first met him, we saw real quick that he was one of the young men that would be an up-and-comer in the fly fishing industry.
His age is one thing, which is great. Again, he's young. And two, he has such a passion and a drive for the sport.
Andrew got involved in competitive fly fishing after a fishing trip with his father.
He was 7. He asked if he could use my fly rod to fish, and we hooked up a Griffith's gnat on a fly rod and started catching brim and panfish and bluegill, and that was it. He was hooked.
Andrew Brown has quite the story to tell, and in a sport dominated by older men, he clearly fits in.
He's very at ease with older people, interacts well because he's had to, because he's wanted to learn more from pros and from guides on fly fishing.
He'll call quite a bit and ask questions after questions, you know, and it's things that a lot of times that I look at like, well, you know, people should just know this, but I've got to look at it like, this guy's 13, you know, I've been doing this for 15 years.
I call a lot of people. I see what the conditions are, if they've been fishing, what they're taking, and then I go tie flies for what I think they're going to be taking.
Andrew has worked very hard, but he's a very thankful person.
Father, you know, he takes me out on the river whenever he's home, whenever he can do it, which is a lot. He pays for trips, gas, fly rods, gear, waders, boots, everything.
Andrew and his dad's got a real special thing going on, because it's great that the times that I've been on the water with Andrew and watching Andrew fish and just smoke his dad out there on the water fishing, and his dad is super pumped every time that it happens.
Despite all of the attention Andrew is getting, he remains very humble.
I don't like to think of myself as a professional because I think it's too much of a stern term. I like to still go out and have fun while I'm fishing.
Typically, the words blizzard and North Carolina don't mix. This week, officials at Cataloochee Ski Resort are preparing for what could be the blizzard of the decade.
I mean, right now we're expecting about 10 or 12 inches between now and Thursday morning, you know, which will bring the total for this week to 3.5 feet. You know, that's just simply amazing. I can't think of another time in the 12 years that I've been here that we've had that much snow in a 1-week period.
The snow isn't just welcoming to the resort, it's welcoming to tourists coming from around the southeast.
I'm loving it. This is my first time out here. Got a mild concussion because I've fallen so many times, but it's been great.
Despite what many think, Cataloochee isn't just for the novice. It caters to experienced skiers and riders who are used to big western drops.
This is our little, our minor trip before we go to Park City, Utah.
One of the key components to business success is keeping the roads clear for guests.
I mean, we have our own plow crew and maintain our own roads. You know, and a lot of times we have better roads than a lot of other places.
The parking lots have been full even on weekdays this season, due in part to children having days off.
I'll share with you that our business for the year is up a couple percentage points over last year, which was our best year ever.
Visitors are coming from across the southeast to take advantage of these ski conditions. For TV 62, I'm Tucker Horne.